Welcome back. eSports Report, Mr. X. Ben here. Let's throw out the poll, see who won between Crim and Karma, and Huddle and Slacked. Be a move. Whoever went on into the bracket, and it's up.
7%, man. I'm impressed.
What do you mean you're impressed? I mean, I thought they would get a little more love than that. Karma 6, too strong, though. They're what, our number 2 seed? Our number 2 seed in the tournament. So they will move on today. Who are you gonna do? Who are you gonna do tomorrow?
I don't know, but I want to bring back Calmer. I want to bring back Patman and Wheats.
So you got Proof and Cap and Zuma and Saints, and then on the flip side, I believe the matchup that's left is Josh and Mad Cat versus Sharp and Theory.
I'll do Mad Cat and Josh Sharp Theory tomorrow because I know more about Mad Cat and Josh.
And then after that, I will do Zuma and Saints. That's the last first round matchup.
And then we can get into the round 2s.
Right.
Dude, the round 2s are going to be awesome.
Round 2s are going to be sick.
Dude, Big T and Ray play Killer and Miracles.
That's going to be a crazy episode.
Dude, that's going to be great.
That's going to be a crazy episode.
I like that one.
Bottom line. What do you want to talk about today?
What do you want to talk about?
I'm going to talk about league play.
Okay.
We touched a little bit on it last week. Rank play, Black Ops 2 needs to come back in some sort of fashion. I mean, you get on AW, you play rank play, it's nice. All the esports rules, all the settings are there, but there's a ton of issues with it. I mean, players just leaving left and right. It's just kind of chaos.
3v4s,
you get
2v4s.
thrown into games. Yeah, I mean, I got on last week, and I played like a few games. And my first game ended up being a 2v4. Second game, 2v4 in my favor.
It's just not
and then like
playing.
the third game, it was like everybody was just like leaving like crazy. It's just kind of needs to go back to the way it was in Black Ops 2. Needs to be that type of league play structure.
I don't understand why you wouldn't do it like that. It's like, it's been 2 years. Why are we still...
Like, Ghost had what, Clan Wars it was called, right? But it was just like, it was esports rules, random like matchups, like didn't make much sense. AW did a little bit better than that. Still, nothing's come close to Black Ops 2.
But it's like we
fully expect Black Ops 3 to have...
It's like we're at a point...
An improvement on what Black Ops 2
We were at a great point. We took 3 steps back with Ghost, and then we just took like a step forward. But we're still behind what we were 2 years ago.
Right.
How does that make sense?
As a step forward from Black Ops 2 league play, the divisions need to be tougher to get into.
Yeah, definitely.
Everybody I knew who was like, who could move like the controller was a master.
Yeah.
I think that definitely needs to be ironed out. There definitely needs to be some reward or incentive for casual players to play as well, get into esports. And trying to think what else. I think like it should be, it's like its own menu, so to speak. Like you go into like esports mode and
like
it's got
zombies,
like,
right?
Yeah, and it's like that, and it's kind of got like all the different stuff, what the rules are.
Weird. I was thinking of something like that, right?
Maybe like profiles of each player, maybe like once a week, like they put something up there.
But the
about
issue
esports.
with that would be, is that going to encourage the casual player to look at it? Because it's in a completely different menu, right?
It's true. I think the easiest way to get casual players into it is like the unlocks, kind of like how AW did.
Right.
That you can get all this sick camo if you place here and whatnot.
But then that creates...
Smart.
It was really smart, but then with the format it has right now, it just creates... Like, me or you as a good player playing with someone with no thumbs on the same team. Because they're trying to get this cool, sparkly, shiny object, which they don't have in their loadout, and I'm trying to play to win.
Well, maybe it should be kind of like...
The ranking system is what's completely messed up. How am I playing with a bronze player?
Right, the ranking system's a bit twisted. It's like if I'm a Masters player, I should be playing...
Masters teammates.
Right. It's kind of like CS. It's like you end up, you're like an MG2 or double AK. You're not gonna match up against silvers. No, you're an LEM. You're not gonna match up against like Novas.
But imagine if you did.
I played a game against silvers last night. It was the funniest thing ever.
How'd you get in a game against silvers?
I was smurfing. I feel bad for the kids I play against. But it needs to be something like that where, if you are a certain rank, you will not get players significantly worse than you. It kind of goes back to the standpoint that like if you play close games, you want to play more.
I agree.
It's like people naturally love to have like good competitive games. Like
why wouldn't you?
Right. If you have a good game, win or lose, it's still fun. It's still intense. You're having a good time. I think that's where it kind of needs to go. I think that's the next improvement on Black Ops 2 league play.
It needs to be better than what it was for the past couple of years, because like I was really excited. I was like, yeah, we got kind of like rank play, league play back. Honestly, I played first season, got Masters, got the camera.
There's no penalty for leaving, right?
I think there's supposed to be, but I don't think it's...
No.
Last season didn't play. This season I haven't even gone into a game. It's just not worth it. Like, what? It just stresses you out to play a 2v4. It's like, this isn't enjoyable. Like,
yeah, I played like a few games waiting for Puckett the other day, and
it's just
it was a lot.
May as well be playing a pub, to be honest. Anyway, moving on. My topic today is exosuits.
And
everything that's written down here, I disagree with. Everything.
What?
Apart from the first statement, which is exosuits has a major impact on gameplay this year. Yes, it has. Created fast-paced gameplay. Some cool moments. Double jumping in the air, dashing left and right. Some cool wall stars. I just
you didn't think
old school.
classic COD was getting stale?
No. I think the perception of that is because of ghosts. Was Black Ops 2 stale? Oh.
No, but that's just like a...
We went from... This is the thing. We went from the best esports game we'd ever been graced with to probably the worst.
Fair enough.
In the space of a year. Like, it's not like, oh, you know, it gradually went downhill over 2-3. It was literally, we just went from the best to the worst.
As somebody who was kind of outside the Call of Duty scene looking in, it was like, all right, well, what are they going to do next? It's like they innovated with the perk system. They innovated with the pick, whatever. You know, pick 10, pick 13. It's like, where do they go next? And it's like, well, Exos make the most sense. It's like everything seems to be built around movement now for like a lot of the new games coming out. Like the ability to move everywhere.
But I mean, I feel like this is just another one of those trends like, you know, like 5 years ago where it's like, oh, how many people can we put in a game?
You know what game started this, actually, that like nobody will give credit to because it didn't really work? Brink.
Really?
You ever play Brink?
I've heard of it. Never played it.
Yeah, Brink, and then obviously followed by Titanfall. And those are the two that really started this whole movement thing. Let me see if I can find a video of Brink real quick.
I don't know. I'll be honest with you. Despite the faster gameplay, I don't mind the dashing left and right. I think that's cool. But I think that's how it should have been introduced. I think the double jump is... I don't know. There's just something about it. It doesn't feel like Call of Duty to me. Fully. It's a great game. Really good game.
It doesn't feel like Call of Duty
really
for what reason?
Oh, I have played this.
Yeah, and you can like slide and do like all crazy movements. You can run on walls and stuff.
Full screen that.
Make sure I was just doing this.
You would have a spot with someone dead.
Yeah. So this was a game that came out a few years ago. I don't know. I just literally just found this clip on YouTube, but it had sliding. It had everything kind of like what teams were like what it's turning into now. But they just couldn't execute it like properly online. There was like a lot of issues with like netcode and whatnot. But yeah, this you can like climb walls. It was double jumping. You can slide. It had all of the different kind of movement mechanics in it. Then Titanfall comes out after this, really changed the game. You can come back to us, but I think that's where the movement really.
What do you think about exo abilities? Because here's a question: imagine if exo abilities were perks. Or how do you disband the exo abilities in a way that they're balanced? For example, trophy system. Honestly, but this is the thing. Trophy system, I'm not a fan of that being a body thing. I don't think if I'm running a trophy, I should be able to. You should be able to share that same trophy. Should be able to put it on the ground and just run away. You know what I'm saying? It should be something I can share. Whereas in this game, it's like, oh, I'm a human trophy system. Let me stand next to you. Like,
right.
You know?
It's difficult because.
But if I'm anchoring a spawn and want to throw down a trophy.
To go away from exos right now, to be honest with you, is just odd. It's just odd.
I don't know. I think we'll see some changes. I don't think we'll see exo abilities. I think we'll see double jumping. I think we'll still see left and right dashing. I think that will be what the game is kind of based off. Will be, you can still move, like I can still outmove you. I can dash left and right and kind of backwards if I want. But maybe even dash forward as well.
Would an exo ability be the ability to dash, or maybe with a speed boost, or maybe a double jump? Maybe those could be exo abilities, and you not have access to all of them. Would you be cool with that?
Yes. I'd be down with that.
So that is maybe something that they could do to kind of balance.
Because when you think about that, that's what an exo ability should.
Because right, like an exo ability, you could use speed.
You could have increased speed. You could have dash. You could have double jump.
Double jump.
Maybe just
I mean, they'll probably be like health regen, even though you don't want to hear it. That'll be in there.
No, I don't think they will. I think EXO abilities, if they are in the next game, will be abilities just for that EXO.
That's true.
Strictly. Because, like, Stim, like, when you look at it, like, honest Cloak, I think that makes a return.
I think even something...
That's an EXO thing.
Could, like, Tac Mask be built into an EXO ability or something like that?
That would make sense.
Makes sense, right?
Makes more sense in a
Makes sense in a perk, like, or a trophy.
Yeah. Like, I don't know.
Like, trophy system should be an equipment. It shouldn't be a thing. Like, Tac Mask as an EXO would make sense. Like, you can just make, like, the gas mask, the logo, be like, hey, look, that's, like, locks everything, that's your EXO. And then it's cool, because that's, like, the trade-off that you can't dash if you have Tac.
See, that makes sense to me. That's like, oh, that's a cool idea.
Maybe there's some kind of...
I'm curious to know how
maybe there's some kind of, like, lunging, like, tackle move that you could do with an EXO. That would be kind of cool.
Like the stomp?
Like a melee kind of like punch.
The RKO, I don't know.
An RKO, yeah. No, but maybe something like that.
I don't know. I mean, the ultimate end question is, has the exosuit improved COD?
I think it has.
Alright, so let me see this. Is AW better than Black Ops 2?
No, but you're comparing...
I'm comparing a game with an exosuit to a game without an exosuit.
And Black Ops 2 on next gen would play completely different than Black Ops 2 on 360. Are we fully aware of that?
Probably would. I wouldn't say completely different. It would play different.
It would play much different.
In what way do you think it would play so much differently?
Just the whole... It's a different engine, I believe, now.
Right, but let's say they remade it.
So let's say what? Because it's going to be the same engine that's used for Ghost and AW, I imagine. They're not going to go...
I don't know. Treyarch had 3 years.
And I think they built their own engine just for one game.
Dude, it's Thunderheart. Thunderheart's crazy.
I mean, it is possible.
I mean, think about it. They had 3 years. They were the first game which could really, like, focus fully on next gen. Because, like, Ghost, as you said, had to build it for 2 platforms, right?
Yeah.
AW is still built for 2. Maybe this next game is the first one which doesn't sell. I mean, I don't think they would do that.
Yeah,
but I think maybe this is the first game where they focus more on next gen than they do on anything else.
It needs to be focused on next gen.
Has to be.
At this point, next gen is current gen.
Right.
So it's like stupid to even say next gen anymore. I don't know.
The present. I mean, do you really think it's improved COD? In what way?
I think it's been made it more entertaining, at least. We've seen crazier plays this year than I can ever remember. Like people stomping on each other, crazy things happen. And I like the fact that you can outmove people. I think it adds a skill gap that wasn't there before. Like it makes the better players. It makes the better players better, and it makes the players who weren't as good. But have
we seen really crazy plays? Like if you take away game types like uplink.
Well, that's the thing.
But that's a game type though. That's not. Like yeah, buzzer beater is really cool. Take away that.
Well, see, it's different.
As a play,
I think like the time to kill should be higher
in this game.
Like, Black Ops 2, I think, had the perfect time to kill.
It did.
That's really... Like, you look at why Black Ops 2 was really good. Great map design. Pretty good balance of everything. I mean, there are some tweaks here and there. Yeah. The time to kill allowed for, like, actual engagements. And, I mean...
play and eSports stuff.
Like, yeah, and then obviously for us, like, the league play and the eSports features and the Codcaster. And that's really what made it. But I think the things looking forward is... What is the time to kill going to be like?
Right.
What is the maps going to be like? That's really the 2 things. Like, time to kill for me is huge.
Right, it's massive. I mean, this game, especially pre-patch.
The time to kill is pretty fast in this game.
It's closer to Ghost than I think people really realize. In that sense, it's
you watch really kill people with the BAL, it's pretty quick.
Dude, it's like... It's silly quick. But, I don't know. I don't think it has improved COD. I think it's different, it's changed.
Yeah.
But I don't want to strictly say it's improved COD, because like think about it, how many sick plays have you seen?
Well, you say that because you've been involved with Call of Duty your entire life. So you're obviously going to
No, I like change. Change
more towards
change is good, but having seen how this year
so would you be okay with Exos with how the way I put it, the abilities is like
that would be okay because then there's a trade, right? If you want to double jump, great. You can't dash, you can't do this, you can't do that. Whereas I can choose the dash and you can't. So like in a close gunfight, I'm gonna destroy you most probably.
The only thing that's the issue with that is map design.
Why? Just put ladders everywhere.
Those players are a huge disadvantage.
Which is the part of it.
That's true, but then you're gonna have everybody.
If you design maps which like there's no hard points on a second story, but you can still get to a second story. Maybe you could watch over a hard point from a second story. Maybe one player every single time he gets a hard point has to put on double jump.
And maybe, or the double jumps used to get a better line of sight to watch those.
Right.
I mean, nah, that's definitely uses for it. I mean, I think that's probably, if they wanted to appease both crowds, that's probably the way I would go.
It's gonna be interesting next year.
I'm excited.
I'm curious because Black Ops 2 changed the game, like pick system and whatnot. Really changed a lot of stuff. The way that you kind of thought about picking your class and whatnot. So this year, I expect it to be something else where we kind of sit there and go, "Yo, that's cool." It makes us think about stuff.
Right. Makes you kind of change the way you think about the game.
Could be the Exos.
Yeah,
maybe.
You gotta also think this is the first. I mean, when they first introduced the perk system, was it good? Like right off the bat, like did it make a lot of sense? They improve on it.
Yeah, I mean, of course.
But that's like the first time with Exos. That's figure they kind of just threw everything into one game, and was like, okay, now we have a year seeing what Exos. Maybe we gave them too much power.
Well, I think yes.
No, I mean, some people say yes, some people say no. I mean, then it's like, okay, now let's balance it where the Exos stay, but it's a little bit more manageable.
100% of the Exos win the next game. In some way or another, they're 100% going to be in Black Ops 3.
Yeah, so do I.
Like, I think it would be silly not to.
Right.
Like, it's kind of like you said earlier on. You don't do a move like that.
You don't make a move like that.
And then not put it.
Oh, Titanfall 2, we're going to take the Titans out. Yeah, that's kind of what it'd be like.
Fall 2.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. It's like,
that wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah, let's just take all the movement out. It's like,
yeah,
no, wouldn't make any sense.
It'd be silly.
Nope.
It'd be very silly. Anyway, that concludes bottom line.
Yeah, that concludes the bottom line. When we come back from this quick commercial break, we're going to talk about Pro League. We're going to recap last night's games. We're going to talk about the games coming up tonight. Who are you casting with tonight?
Chance.
Again. He told the story last night that made no sense. We'll tell you about it after this quick commercial break.